And again, this is beyond your window. Not sure if it's a little loud, so I'm gonna... It says that it has voice volume, but when I tested it, it didn't have any voices as far as I know. But, so this is beyond your window. And it is available on PC, macOS, and Linux. And again, this is available through itch.io. So if you do enjoy what you see of the game, again, if you click on this link here or use exclamation point GOTW, it's going to bring up a list of all the games that I am playing, where you can get those games, the platforms, and the price if there is a price. This is free to play, but with itch.io, you can still donate to the developers if you like what you see of the game too. And again, this one is anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour long for a single walkthrough. So we are going to go ahead and get started. It is very pretty. I love the art style in this. Like, I love the art styles where it looks kind of like crayons and stuff. I'm starting to love those art styles. In this game, though, you are playing as a writer who's, like I was saying earlier, kind of has writer's block. And so you're looking out your window with the hopes to get stories or inspiration from, like, your neighbors. Exactly. And ironically, Indian Print, I own, like, the watch style, like I have these markers. They're like paint markers though, and that's what it kind of reminds me of. It reminds me of those markers when I look at this art style. And with the you're looking outside of your window, and so you're trying to pull inspiration from your neighbors. And so you're kind of going through their struggles and what would you do in those situations. So because it does mention things about struggles, I'm going to be on the safe side and say that there could be a possible trigger warning. There may be things talked about in this particular game that some may not be okay with. I haven't played the game, so I'm not 100% sure, but it did mention that your neighbors are having struggles, so there may be people can relate to the things, or that it could possibly trigger a person. So I'm just going to be on the safe side and say this is your trigger warning for that. So let's go ahead, let's get started with Beyond Your Window. And we're going to start a new game, of course. You're in your room. In front of you, there's a notepad. You left some notes on the last few pages, but none of them can help you find useful ideas. They're only excerpts of concept with no cohesion, no theories at all, no feelings. Have you lost something? And if so, why? Maybe it's the lack of contact with people. Maybe observing others' lives will help you find what you're looking for. A pure and complete idea. From the window in front of you, you see numerous buildings, different apartments for different lives. For where you are, you can glimpse of all those existences. And on their faces, you see the shadows of what is haunting them. So yeah, again, trigger warning, because I don't know who's going through what, so trigger warning. The things they have to face in their daily lives. Maybe they think their situations are impossible to solve. As you watch them, you wonder what kind of problems they are dealing with, and what if you could fix them? So let's see what this notebook does. All these notebooks filled with words, signs, and drawings. You don't know what to make of the most of them. Okay, so it's just the notebooks. It's your favorite mug. It changes color when something hot is poured in. I like those mugs. Your father gave you this lamp. He always had a weird taste, but somehow it fits perfectly in the room. Some tissues and a duster. You used them to erase the notes from the chalkboard on the left side of the room. The ink bottle is almost empty. Soon you'll have to buy another. Alright. So it just kind of tells you about the stuff in the room. Alright, so let's open the window. So there's a person there. I'm assuming somebody is there. Somebody's there. And then green. So let's start with blue. Don't you know that flow is taking your place? Don't you know running out of time? Don't you know that flow is taking your place? Don't you know people losing their minds? Okay, so running out of time. A small development studio occupies the left side of the third floor. As silent as it may seem, it's a very busy place in which work never seems to end. At this moment, the whole team is focused on implementing new features. The concentration is intense and the schedule tight. 1 month until the deadline. The whole team is stressed, desperately trying to mediate between an easygoing workflow and an efficient one. But every choice risks to lead them further from this balance. I love the art style in this. Like, this is fantastic. When you work with someone for a large amount of time, you get to recognize their feelings by the expressions on their face. How they move, the way they talk. So as the lead artist moves closer to the desk, the director instantly senses the incoming problem. Surprisingly, the lead's face is at ease. Or at least they've been more than usual. There are no nervous tics on his face. A good sign. The fact he hasn't shaved for almost a month makes him look strangely better. Hey, sorry to bother you, but we've received emails from 2 members of the concept art department. What happened? They decided to leave the team. What? How you gonna leave the team? You only got a month. Oh. What great timing. Why so suddenly? They found new opportunities in other studios, and the project doesn't inspire them anymore. That definitely is a problem. Of course we'll close their contracts, but even 2 less people will create huge issues. Yes. We'll have to reschedule the workload for the department. So, what should we do? Okay, so should we cut some features, distribute the workload on remaining members? I mean, because if you distribute the workload, that's kind of like overbearing them. I would say probably cut some of the features. Maybe all the features you had, you don't need anymore. Because sometimes having too many features in a game can actually, ruin a game. I'm going to say cut some features. Let's cut some features. Ooh. Are you sure? Won't it be a problem? We'll save some time for the development. And the department won't be stretched thin. Understood. Fine. I'll tell the others then. Good. Both in small and in bigger studios, problems with the department's members are common. People leaving the team, not doing their job properly, or simply being inefficient at communicating. All of this could lead to serious and impactful problems. But people are not the only problematic element. And that even if it's already clear to the director, because more obvious as the tech leader approaches. Oh no. So, we have a problem. Hmm? What kind of problem? One of the programmers had made some mistakes in the code, but he realized it just now. Are they easily fixable? Well, we haven't found all of them yet. What do you mean all of them? How many problems did he put in? Well, I guess coding can't be that easy though. It doesn't seem unsolvable, but it will take a while to fix. And he uploaded without checking. What is he? Stupid? I've already told him that. That's just great. Of course, 1 month until the deadline, and this happens. Well, we have two options now. Fix them, but you'll have to work overtime. Leave them and try to work around the worst of it. I mean, well, I mean, personally, games are gonna have bugs. But I wouldn't want to overwork, but I mean, why wasn't the option, why wasn't one of the options to fix it and fire him since he did all of this? Leave them and try to work around the worst of it. Fix them, but you'll have to work overtime. We can't deliver a bug game. You know that as well. Of course, but can't we tell the producer to schedule a new date for the release? It won't happen. We can't afford it, right? Exactly. We won't gain more days. We'll have to manage the time we have and fix everything. That sure is troublesome, ain't it? Seated at his chair, the director continues working silently and focused. Around him, a small numbers of other people like a troop of soldiers follow his directions. And even though sometimes his methods may be harsh at times and the schedule is tight, the project steadily proceeds towards the deadline. Not everything has been fixed, but at least for now, everything seems to be going fine. Okay, so maybe you should check the apartments already visited too. So we checked that one. We have a green and a yellow. Let's do this one. Heart's Painful Lesson is our next story. An apartment occupied by a young and lonely student. He's now immersed in the shadows of his room, looking at the darkness surrounding him. In his head, there's his girlfriend's face. He desperately misses her. He'd like to call her and tell her he's sorry about everything. That he'll try to do his best to be a better person. But he doesn't know how to say it. So, what should I say to her? Well, let's start with my attention. My intention is to bring her back to me. I think, at least. So, maybe I could start with... Laura, I really love you. I think we should talk, Laura. I'm gonna say I think we should talk. I don't know. It's a bit dramatic. But it could work. I thought that you'd want to come back with me. I'm sorry for what I've done. Very sorry. The more sorry I sound, the better it'll be. Oh, why does he look like that? That is so creepy. Oh, she is not answering. Hi, Laura. I really need to talk to you. You know, I'm sorry for what I've done. Truly sorry. I wanted to know what I could do to fix all this situation. To fix this situation. Yes, I like being with you. You did, huh? Of course I did. It was great. There isn't a thing I want more than to be with you. You really sound sincere. I was really angry, but now, how did we come to this? Maybe we should focus on the present rather than the past. You think that? Yeah. Let's try and work this out. Do you think we can? Of course we can. Okay. So we're gonna go through each of the actual stories and then we'll go back and revisit. So then there's yellow and green. I think that's it after that. Yellow and green. So our third story is called Tiny Tortures. This could be a trigger warning. Just gonna say that because, like I said, they're all struggling with something. I don't know what it is, but tiny tortures could lead to trigger warning. So trigger warning. Maybe not. We'll see though. I like the colors they use. A large and comfortable apartment occupied by a couple, a woman and her husband. Have you finished the book we bought last month? Which book? The one with the red cover. Don't you remember it? Oh, that one. Yes, I do remember. And have you finished it then? Guess I haven't. I totally forgot about it. You forgot? Yes, I did. Why do you ask? I told you when we bought it that I wanted to read it. I told you when I bought it that I wanted to read it. Decided that I would have after you, and now you forgot about it? But what's wrong with that? It's a book, not the end of the world. Relationship between a married couple are sometimes difficult. Every position taken means having the other as an opponent. You're careless and never pay attention. Just a selfish old idiot. No, you're careless and never pay attention. Maybe sometimes I am. Yes, but I'm trying my best. I know you're trying, but you've got to be more focused. A little more than this, at least. Of course, but. But? Uh oh. You're talking as if you're better than me. Uh oh. Uh oh. Why do you always say that? Stop acting like a victim. Why do you always say that? Because it's true. Don't you realize it? No, I don't realize it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to talk with you. Don't you get it? Of course I get it. Then why don't you listen to me? Stop pretending to be superior then. Thank you for that, lurk. I try to listen. I try my best. I know you try your best. And that's something I love about you. I'm just telling you that there is a problem. Yeah, I understand. And we can fix it together, okay? Really? Yes, of course. I won't leave you alone. Right, so we're gonna move on to the green apartment and then we'll go back and revisit each of them. But I figured we do it this way. And our fourth story is called Heavy Balloons. Aww. In this apartment lives a young girl, and again, as I've been saying, because I don't know what each struggle is, trigger warning. It is. It's a very interesting, and that was one of the reasons I chose it, actually, indie imprint, when I was going through my itch.io games. Um, that was one of the reasons I chose it, because I like the art style of it, and I like the fact that each of the stories is like a certain color, and I thought that was different and unique too. So that was one of the reasons I really did choose this particular game. In a morning of boredom, she's waiting for a phone call. All over the walls and furniture, there are signs that she's alone. That, though, is only proof of her complete freedom. Freedom to act, freedom to choose. She can do whatever she wants, spend her time however she likes while waiting. A shiny mirror occupies a large portion of the wall. As almost everything else, it was given to her by her parents when she decided to move. Even though it's useful, she doesn't like to stare at herself. Okay, so she has self-esteem issues. In fact, she avoids it as much as she can. Okay. Stare just a little, maybe. She really doesn't like to watch her body. Maybe someday she will make peace with it. Okay. A very old TV that her parents gifted her some time ago. The colors are pale and it doesn't receive the signal so well. But apart from that, she doesn't mind it, even though she sometimes gets bored. Maybe turn it on, see what happens. On every channel, there are only boring programs. Even though she searches for quite some time, she finds nothing truly exciting. There's the call. She answered the phone, already know who's calling. Hey, Julie. How are you? Hi. Okay, I guess. And you? Very bored. Same here. So, listen, I thought about it quite a lot. And I really can't. I'm sorry, but I just can't. It's too much. I know we could be happy if we would be together, but I can't simply abandon everything and everyone to come live with you. Oh. Oh no. How is it too much? It just is, okay? What do I have to tell you? What do you want me to tell you? After everything I've done? Look, I'm really sorry, okay? But I honestly can't bring myself to make this jump. I'm not ready. At all. So, I think it's better if we just... Are you leaving me? I guess I am. Julie, that's not nice. Well, it sounded like Julie was already in a relationship or something, because she's like, I can't just leave everything else and da da da. Like, I don't know, Julie. I need more content on why you didn't want to leave. That's messed up. She gave her heart to you and you just stomped on it. I have to go now. Sorry. Bye. She hangs up without saying a word. There isn't much else to say. The lonely girl stands still, overcome with apathy. Now she's lonelier than before, a little sad and definitely not ready to face the situation at hand. And the boredom doesn't make things easier. But even though it's difficult and it hurts right now, there's still a future awaiting her. Even though she doesn't have the power to control and change everything in her life, there's still hope in a brighter future. All right, so we can go back and revisit some of these. So we're gonna go back in the same order we did before. So we're returning back to our small development team to see what's going here. So our next story is Road Ahead in this set, I suppose. Yep. I really love this art style. Silence and concentration lingering in the meeting room. Everyone gazes wonder. They jump from face to face inconsistently. I don't know why, and I'm gonna point this out, but this guy here really looks like Dan. I don't know why. I just thought I would point that out. He kind of looks like Dan. I'm sorry. I am very sorry. Oh. It's Dan with black hair. Okay, they jump from face to face inconsistently. What? You can't tell me it doesn't. Nobody speaks as they're all waiting for the director to say something. But he's still thinking. He's searching for his big catch in a stormy ocean of ideas. He knows it's in there somewhere, waiting for him. Hidden in the darkness, deep into his mind's abyss. And then suddenly, a young girl decides to talk. She's been with the team for less than 3 months, but has already shown how skilled she is. So the director and everyone else listen, focusing on every word. Is there really something wrong with the game entirely set in an apartment? This is the dev team. Well, okay, so this story, I'm assuming, is about the devs. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, why don't we try it out anyway? I don't think we'll solve anything by sitting here waiting for better ideas to come out. We've already have the references worked out. And the market analyst seems pretty clear when it comes to survival horrors, so I think we should do it. It's an interesting idea and has enough work cut out for each department. The director seems happy, and so is everyone on the team. He's still thinking about the idea, as he's not entirely convinced about it. The previous game had already been finished, so it's now time to decide what to do next. There are some concepts and mechanics the team wants to explore, but are they all worth the effort? The whole team is obviously concerned about the budget the game will need, but mostly the game's profit when it will launch. Could a game like this work well? Will someone accept and finance the idea? It really is a good idea. After all, each one of us has a different life and interesting stories to tell. Our experiences could grant solidarity and strength to the game's theme. But there is the financial aspect, and we can't just jump ahead without thinking about it in detail. A horror game. I think you're right about it being probably the right project for us. We always had that in mind in our previous works, but we never truly took the dive. But are we sure about it? I mean, would someone be really interested in something like that? Not that I don't like it, I do, but I'm worried. Could we really make something interesting with that genre? We never tried to go full horror with any project before, so I don't know. I'm afraid we should stick to our comfort zone. Let's take the risk. I know what you mean. The fear is completely logical, but sometimes it's better to try harder and do something different. Our team is ready, already well balanced. Even though we're known by many people, publishers, and other development studios. If we decide to make something entirely new, we could still fail. But that could happen even with a project similar to what we've already made. Sticking to our comfort zone won't mean that we'll keep making good projects. It'll only mean that we'll keep on making the same kind of games. Oh my God, they added meetings. They did. They added meetings to this. But if we focus more on what we can and what to say to players, and on how we can do that with a new game, then we'll make something that at least for us will mean something. And if we make something meaningful for us, then we'll never be in the wrong. It is a risk. Is it a risk for the entire team? Of course it is. But thinking about it, I don't see why we should not follow this idea. I think she is right, and we should do it. Okay. So we could go, or I could finish out the development team and then go to the next one and so forth, so forth. I think that might have been the best option to do, is try to finish out the stories. The meeting is over, now the studio is empty. Okay, so that was the last of that one. So now we'll go to our next story, which was the college student. Everything is right. Laura, I love you. So the next part to this is everything is right. Oh, was not expecting that. Was not expecting that. But she's covered and he's covered, so. When I try to think about why we left each other, nothing comes to my mind. It just seems so stupid. I don't know. I think I understand what you mean. It seems strange to me too. Yeah. I mean, why did we hurt each other so much? What was the point? I really don't know. It's so strange. All we want is to love, but when we finally have it, we throw it away. Without thinking about it twice. It's true. But it's also true that sometimes love fades. Maybe we fall in love with someone else. Or maybe the person we share our feelings with just isn't the right fit anymore. And so we look for someone else. It sounds like an endless quest. If someone gets lost in it, it will just never end. Maybe you're right. But I think that, at least for now, we can be happy we found each other again. But what if we'll leave each other once more? What if we end up losing each other in the future? What if it won't happen? I know, it's stupid to think about that, but loneliness makes me feel bad. I don't want to feel like that anymore. I know, it's the same for me. I realize how lost I am without you. A soft, sweet kiss and they hug each other. Both sleep possesses them gently. Yes, I totally just sped that up. Just in case. We went through that one kind of quick. Was not expecting that, but she was covered and he was covered, so it wasn't bad. They were just laying there. So this is the husband and the wife. A girl is a gun. Okay. Oh, the lonely girl is their daughter. That's interesting. So the lonely girl and the married couple. Okay. A calm evening. And a family reunion. Silent feelings fill the apartment's atmosphere. So, how are you now, sweetie? I still don't really know. Love affairs can be complicated. Very much so. Yes, indeed. What is important, though, is that not fall in hatred's trap. Is to not fall into hatred's trap. One must always love, even if they are not loved back. No, this is the lonely girl. So this is the girl from the green apartment. This is her. Apparently, her parents are the married couple from the yellow story. I still have hope, but how can one still love? I'm gonna say I still have hope. That's good. Hope is the basis for love. Yes, to have hope is to love life itself. You know, dear, living is a difficult matter. But I believe that if we have hope, we can endure everything: pain, grief, solitude. And to endure all these things means that we can bravely confront life without fear. The young, lonely girl smiles at her parents. In her memory, the face of who is now her ex girlfriend still shines, but the image is becoming paler. Yet, she does not feel any hate for her. She is sad, that's for sure. She still feels lonely. But even if the world is harsh and life isn't beautiful or pleasing as she would like it to be, maybe the future will be better. All right, and so then the next one would be her story. Oh, okay, so the last one combined the two. Now your notebook is filled with notes of each of those lives. Some are more authentic, others may be more unbelievable. Yet all of them share something: a hidden perspective in the lives of people all around us. Answers to questions you couldn't form and that reveal more about them. And maybe about yourself too. But what if you could ask those questions? What if you were able to learn what truly matters? What do you wish for? I think I'm still looking for something. I'm looking for a project that could get me the knowledge I need. Knowledge about the world around me, the people that inhabit it, about my own true self. I hope I'll find it soon, but in the meanwhile, we all try to jump from project to project, and everyone in the team find their own answers on their way. So hopefully one day, I'll be able to find mine. Who are you? Happy Flower Cartoon Dad. It is, I'm telling you. This, this art, this particular drawing looks like Dad. I guess that, that's just me, but that is just me. Looks a lot like Dad to me. I'm the director of an independent video game development team. It's a pretty small team, but we're all proud of it. Nice. Who are you? I work as the lead artist in a small development studio. Sometimes the work is tiring, but it's also very rewarding. What do you wish for? What do I most wish for? I guess I wish to be less insecure. Insecure about my own abilities and work. I do better if I'm in an environment in which people tell me what they think about what I do. If they like my work, or if they think there are things that should be fixed. But it's a little restraining. I constantly need feedback, so it's just difficult. Who are you? Just a tech lead. That's the right answer. Nice. Just a tech lead in a development studio. We make interesting games, and my job is to ensure that they're properly worked. What do you most wish for? I just wish for the same thing as many others. A calm and comfortable life with a career that would suit me. But in the end, things are... okay. But in the end, things are good as they are. The people I think with... wow. Right, I get what you're saying, Long Play. The people I work with are nice, and the director is a good friend. So I can't complain. After all, I don't know if I have the motivation to be a big shot in the industry. So for now, I'll just stay here and enjoy whatever comes. Who are you? I'm a game design intern in a small studio. It's very exciting since I always wanted to work there. What do you most wish for? I'm still not sure about it, but for now, I just want to do what I like. My only desire is to be able to make games that could be an experience, rather than pure entertainment. We're really interviewing each other. Who are you? I work as a nurse at a small clinic. What do you most wish for? I wish my husband would pay more attention to things. He's a good man, but sometimes he just gets lost. And so he forgets about what truly matters in life. Love and family is what ties us all together. The husband. Who are you? Just an average comic book artist. What do you most wish for? Oh, something very simple. Exactly, Long Play. That's the dream team. I'd just like to be able to stop drawing and retire. I've done the same thing for so long that I think I forgot how it feels to live. And I want to focus more on my family. Lonely girl. Who are you? I'm a university student. Currently, I'm studying foreign languages. What do you most wish for? I would like to love and be loved back. I feel that, lonely girl. I am loved. I love and I am loved back. That's the most important thing for me. Who are you? I'm a graduate in art with a specialization in theater. At the moment, I'm looking for a job. What do you wish more for? Or wish most for, Julie? I think that what I most wish for is for people to be less pressing when it comes to relationships. I don't want my life being dictated by someone other than myself. Everyone lives at their own pace after all. I think we all need space to grow. And for someone to grow, they need to be nurtured. Wow. With patience and care. Is this the... Oh, okay, I think this is the other student. A university student. I'm into loving rather than studying, but I want to be a doctor. What do you most wish for? I wish to be able to spend all my life with Laura and not be alone anymore. Okay, it sounds like you're a little, you're a little aggressive, a little clingy. Who are you? A marketing student. I love to travel, so my objective is to open a travel agency. What do you most wish for? What I most wish for, I guess, is for people to take sentimental affairs more seriously. I'm tired of selfish people. There must be more consideration of each other's feelings and relationships and friendship. Wait, there must be more consideration of each other's feelings in friendship, love, or affairs between individuals in general. Who are you? What do you most wish for? I think so, actually, long play. I can't remember. I close my eyes and seize it. I clench my fists and beat it. So I'm gonna turn off the music just in case it's copyrighted. Oh, it looks like it was or royalty-free music that they used. So I'm gonna let those run, but that was Beyond Your Window. And again, Beyond Your Window is available on PC, macOS, and Linux. And you can pick this up through itch.io. And it is free to play. But if you do like what you saw, you can... yeah. It was a lot of misspellings in the game. A lot of grammar issues in the game. But, you know... just, you know, when you stream content... and, you know, sometimes you just know there's going to be some indie, like in some indie games, there's going to be errors in text. So I just learned to kind of like put in the right words and fill it in to make it make sense. But other than that, I did love the art style of the game. And the stories were very interesting too. And I liked how they like tied in that the yellow story, so the husband and the wife and Lonely Girl were related. Because that kind of like wrapped up their story together, you know. So that was pretty cool. Well, yeah, that is true. That is very... just gotta roll with it exactly. But yeah, that is true. If you're going to credit yourself as the text editor, that's understandable. I want to... no, it's not this one. It's the next game we're going to be playing. But Beyond Your Window is, again, available on itch.io. It is available for PC, macOS, and Linux. And of course, if you like what you saw, click on that link there, and that will take you to the link to grab this off of itch.io. Yeah, the art in it was really good. I really loved the art style. Like I said, for me, that's what like pulled me into the game, is when I saw the art style for it. And I was like, yeah, I really need to play, you know, really need to go through this one. Like I said, the one with the student and Laura kind of caught me off guard, but they were covered. So that wasn't as bad. I thought it was going to be like her with like full blown, but no, she was covered. So that's why I read it very quickly just to get it off the screen quickly, but she was covered. So, but other than that, it was a great little short kind of like visual novel. I know some of the comments for Beyond Your Window were a lot of people would have liked if they could have had voice acting done to it to add to the experience. I do say voice acting would be something to add, but I can actually see them taking Beyond Your Window and actually adding more stories to it, because right now it was only the 4. But I think if they took this game to somewhere like Kickstarter, it could probably get funded, and then they could add more stories and like the voice acting, and then really do the polishing work on the game. Because I would have liked to have had more stories to go through and stuff like that. That would have been pretty cool. But overall, it was still a good, you know, good short game. And it only took us about 52 minutes, so almost an hour to get through it.